Welcome back. Now, we are a country of many faiths, but one faith has to be supreme for our civilization and our state to exist. The faith in the law. Tonight, 2 states, 1 major city are all but sealed off from the rest of India. Trains are suspended. Roads are blockaded. Mobile internet facilities have been suspended because there is one man, one very popular man, in whom lakhs of people swear, believe, and some even consider his self-image as the messenger of God. A modern prophet, they call him. He's politically influential. Netas line up at his door. He's a man of charity. And for many of you, he's an autobiopic film star. Rahim, since 2002, has been facing a rape trial. The judgment comes out tomorrow. Some of the lakhs that have gathered say they'll keep the peace and are only there to support their man. Others are not so democratic. They're openly promising the worst in the event of an unfavourable judgment. The law of the land cannot be held hostage to anyone. Jaya Lalita had to face it. Lalu Yadav had to face it. Rich businessmen like Subroto Roy had to face it. That is our strength. That is our very definition. The Punjab and Haryana High Court has been wondering how the administration has let this gang of supporters gather despite prohibitory orders. How this came to pass is now moot. What happens tomorrow is most important in court. The law is our sacha sauda. India is our greatest dera. A man who serves his people must know. Those who are God-fearing must know that. Courts of appeal are open to Rahim if it goes against him. If it's in his favour, he walks free. Fair justice for the accuser and potential victim is her right in due as well. We are all on test tonight. It's a test we as a country must ace. There can be faith but no incitement. There can be debate but no violence. Let's be Indians first. How we get there is the subject of conversation tonight. Here's what happened.
कोई कहता है गुरु तो कोई कहता है भगवान, लेकिन हम तो हैं सिर्फ एक इंसान।
संत गुरमीत राम रहीम सिंह जी।
सतगुरु तेरा ही आसरा।
Love charger, messenger of God, the guru of bling. Ram Rahim Insan is a man of many names, but now he's the man giving 3 governments nightmares.
Kill him.
हमें मारना अपने आप को मारने के बराबर है, अपने आप को मारने के बराबर है।
From Panchkula to Sirsa, Ludhiana to Chandigarh, the entire region is on a high alert, bracing the very worst ahead of the verdict on rape charges against Guru Ram Rahim.
Right behind me, you can see that how people are standing in line. They are waiting for their turn to fill water in their bottles, of course, because these people don't belong to the city. These people are from remote areas of Punjab, Haryana, and some people from Rajasthan. So the water tanker is here. They are waiting for their turn.
The CRPF, there are intelligence inputs that some of the data followers are also storing diesel, petrol and some of the sharp edge weapons, which has obviously raised concern. The district administration has already suspended all the bus and transport services as a precautionary measure. School and colleges remain closed.
जो पुलिस को लग रहा है कि अगर फैसला जो विरुद्ध में गया तो लोग को हिंसा पे उतार हो सकते हैं, तो इस बारे में
हिंसा नहीं हम करेंगे। ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਹਿੰਸਾ ਦੇ ਉਲਟਾ ਹੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਿੰਸਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਜੀ। ਅੱਜ ਤਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਦਾ ਮਸਲਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਡੇਰਾ ਸੱਚਾ ਸੌਦਾ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ।
Intelligence Bureau already written that there's going to be a possibility of the violence to be turned out on the day of the verdict. Already 10th August and even on 11th, IB has given 2 important statements. They've given a report to both the DGP of the state.
Under fire, MSD Baba has made it clear that he will appear in court and appeal to his followers to keep calm. But the jury is still out on whether his words were strong enough.
जो आगे जाना जिसने किसी को कोई हेजिटेशन नहीं है, पर रोक के थोड़ी चेकिंग पूछताछ तो कर रहे हैं।
इस वक्त मैं आपको बार बार कह रहा हूं कि जो जनाक्रोश है, जो भावना लोगों में पैदा हुई है, जो गुस्सा पैदा हुआ है, वो आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल है। उसको कंट्रोल कर पाना किसी की बस की बात नहीं है।
एक गुमनुआ जो चिट्ठी थी उसके पर इतना एक्शन लिया जा रहा है,
पीछे नहीं हटेंगे। क्यों एक सच्चे सुच्चे गुरु पे दोष लगेगा तो हम बर्दाश्त कैसे करेंगे।
हम उनको सरकारों को चेतावनी देते हैं हम मुंह तोड़ जवाब देंगे।
But despite adulation pouring in for the godman from his followers, the fact still remains that in India, even the most powerful among netas, industrialists, babus and godmen have had to ultimately bow down to the law. Which brings the Dera and its followers to a very uncomfortable challenge. Irrespective of the verdict over MSG Guru, will his fans allow the law to reign supreme? With Santya, Mohit, Rahul and Amit, Bureau Report, NewsX.
In fact, as we speak, breaking developments are coming in where the Panchkula DGP has now issued an ultimatum, says that all Dera men should leave from Panchkula by 10 p.m. So, they've been asked to exit Panchkula. Panchkula is, of course, where the court is sitting tomorrow. They've been asked to clear Panchkula of all outsiders by 10 p.m. Amit Bhardwaj, my colleague, is there on the ground. We're going to quickly listen in from the top cop first.
कोर्ट ने उनको आने के आदेश किए हैं, वो बाई रोड आए या बाई एयर आए, हमारी दोनों स्थितियों में हमारी पूरी तैयारी है। हमारे पास पूरी सफिशिएंट नंबर फोर्स है। रात को गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया हमें और फोर्स दे रही है, 40 कंपनी, वो रात को आ जाएंगी और कल के दिन हमारे पास सिचुएशन को डील करने के लिए पूरी पुलिस फोर्स है।
Across to Amit Bhardwaj. Amit, these are the developments happening. It's going to be a long and tenuous night in which a lot of care has to be taken, because for the people who have faith and support a particular individual, they are welcome to have it and they are welcome to come out in support. But at the same time, for those who are trying to intimidate the legal system, they have to be warned and fended off also. How's the balance being struck tonight, Amit Bhardwaj?
See, DGP and the DC of Panchkula, they've called 40 companies of army. They're going to land here in some time, and the same particular place where I'm standing near the court premises, they're going to start the campaign. The whole operation will start from here. They clearly said that we coolly and calmly first tell people to go out of this area. If they won't, they won't agree to us, so we forcibly actually take them, and they are going to they're going to take them along to the temporary jails in Chandigarh and
which
even
are basically
in
stadiums,
Panchkula.
yes.
So now he clearly said after hefty hours he spent nothing doing, and then court and even the media also said that there is nothing by the police, there is no action. There should not be anybody who takes law in their hands.
Let's take care.
They are awakened, and now they...
Okay, so let's take care, Amit Bhardwaj, let's take care. No one in this country wants to see policing action. That should be the last resort. There is a legal system which is in place. This individual, as an Indian citizen, whether he be a popular, famous, altruistic Indian citizen or not, all of us are Indian citizens, has full recourse to whatever legal remedies that he wants to choose, given whatever verdict that comes across. It should not be settled ever on the streets by anyone. There's no disputing all of that. Amit Bhardwaj, for getting us a quick update. Just stay with me for a quick second. I want to quickly rope in Dr. Aditya, who's a spokesperson of the Dera Sacha Chauda, joining us on the broadcast. Aishwarya Bhatia, senior lawyer, is also joining us. Madhav Nalapat stays on with us on the phone line, and he's on the phone line, I can tell you, because internet services have been suspended in large parts of Haryana, including in Gurgaon and Faridabad. V.K. Kapoor is with me. He's the former DGP of UP Police, with me in the studio. Dr. Aditya, several people have gone on record very openly suggesting that the gussa, the anger, the jan akrosh cannot be contained. No one can contain it. Do you not fear that these are inflammatory statements, sir?
Make an effort to understand the context in which the statements were made. You will probably be able to understand why these statements were made in the first place. So basically this refers to a process that has happened, that has evolved over the last 15 years. Dera followers have been attacked, they have been murdered, their prayer meetings have been disrupted. Guruji's permission to hold satsangs in Punjab, he has not been able to enter Punjab for so many years. He was not allowed to enter his paternal state of Rajasthan for a couple of years. And a string of evidence, a lot of evidence is there in the files of the government, in the files of the CBI. A lot of information is there with the Intelligence Bureau that a lot of these conspiracies are being orchestrated by politicians, by the drug mafia. A lot of material is on record. Now what happens is that whenever there are allegations against the Dera, everybody is free to investigate them. But what happens when people say that Guruji should be beheaded, Guruji should be killed? When people say that Dera followers should be boycotted? Nothing happens, no media comes out in support. And what happens when we are the largest donors of blood to the Indian Army? We have we have 33 Guinness World Records for various humanitarian things. There are 1,500 young men volunteering to marry prostitutes. Scores of those marriages have happened. We're the largest donors of kidneys in the whole world. We who have pledged to donate their kidneys while living. We are the largest de-addiction agency who have de-addicted 65 million people. You need to understand and read between the lines.
Dr. Aditya, nobody's questioning.
You need to understand why this entire narrative is being distorted, contorted.
Okay, so here you are here, sir, sitting and presenting a counter narrative. Now let me present something to you, Dr. Aditya. I've let you say at length. Now let me present something to you. No one is questioning the charitable activities that you conduct or your organization conducts. Nobody is questioning Ram Rahim's intent. Nobody is questioning the faith of the followers and the supporters that you have. That's yours. But there's a legal system that is in place in this country. So the legal system in this country is not settled on the streets. Should you not be asking your followers to go home?
We have already done that. We have already done that. Guruji has tweeted to them. Guruji has tweeted for peace. And Guruji, every day he's reaching out to people through Facebook, through YouTube. Every day he's reaching out to people through his live programs. In fact, what has happened is that this 15-year-old story of agony, angst and frustration has basically been precipitated by the huge media trial that was happening. There was a story of presumption that Guruji is going to be nailed, he's going to be arrested, that such extensive preparations are being made not to repeat the past mistakes that have been made by the government and stuff like that.
Okay, you're free, sir. You're free to say that it was a media trial. I don't know what you're referring to here. The premise is we are not discussing the case. We are discussing the simple fact that there are thousands of people who have a lot of faith in your organization and the man who leads it. Now, that faith is their business. Whether they have benefited, not benefited, what they believe in is completely their free choice and free business. But they are there on the streets, sir. Some of them are angry, some of them perhaps need guidance and direction, and they look to you tonight for it. What is the guidance and direction you're providing them, sir?
There are 2 points I want to make very humbly. Point number 1 is that I saw on some television channel that the authorities have prepared to use pellets that they used in Kashmir. Now you are equating people, I mean, I'm not even justifying, I'm not even going into the factors that led to the police or the security agencies using pellets. But the overall thing is that people who are attacking the security forces with stones, people who are, disrupting encounters of terrorists are being equated with people who are the largest donors of blood to the Indian Army. See the irony of the situation. Not only that,
Dr. Aditya, I can give you counterfacts, and the counterfacts seem to indicate that there is an encouragement of violence, that there are people who are now holding sharp-edged weapons, that there is petrol and diesel being hoarded in the event to make Molotov cocktails. These are all very dangerous things. So we can't keep blaming each other because there is something serious about to happen. So 10 p.m. is an ultimatum. 10 p.m. expires in 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, an ultimatum expires for these people to leave.
With folded hands, that when you my humble submission with folded hands is that the process of eviction could have started sooner. If they want to evict people at an unearthly hour, there are old women, there are children, and if something goes wrong, who takes responsibility? The administration could have acted sooner. Point number 2, have those who are there, have they indulged in any form of violence? If there has been no violence, why this entire story being made up about intimidation? Point number 3 is that the allegations regarding the arms being stored and the ammunition being stored in the Dera has been investigated thoroughly and nothing has been found. So we cannot, and point number 4 is that on a lot of occasions, trumped up pretext. If you take up the dress issue, there was an outrage on the dress issue, but there's a court judgment which clearly says that there was no offense on our part. But even today, if you look at the media, it says they copied Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Why is this being said?
All right.
So that is why I'm saying.
Okay, I've let you make your case in full, Dr. Aditya, and I'll come back to you in just a bit. I want to listen in from the other people as well on the basis of what you said. Madhav Nalapat.
Thank you.
The contention that is being made by individuals who are coming out to represent the Dera Sacha Sauda is that so far all the entire demonstrations have been peaceable, And that itself is a precedent that nothing untoward is being planned for tomorrow. Do you buy all of it?
Well, the actual situation will be clear once the verdict is out. And if the verdict goes a particular way, what the impact is going to be, we are not sure. The fact of the matter is that potentially such a large crowd can create a huge amount of problems. And which is why I think it would be far better, and in fact, if I may say so, it would be a great act of statesmanship on the part of DERA if all these people were to go to the safety of their homes and not be in a situation where, for example, mischief makers from outside the ranks of the DERA, such as may work among them and create a situation which could give a bad name to the entire DERA. So I would say that even those who are well-wishers of the Baba, and there's no doubt he's got a huge following.
Yes.
He's got a massive amount of people following him. He must be having a magnetic personality. It is better that they go to their home, because otherwise you are giving an opportunity for mischief makers to come. And if these mischief makers act in your name, you will get a bad name, and there will be a lot of problems.
And it's not the first time that we would have seen that happen in India, sir. It's not the first time. Dr. Aditya, before I get Aishwarya Bhati and VK Kapoor into the conversation, Dr. Aditya, now here's the point. You have a man who is known for charitable instincts. You have a man who's very popular. The people, his supporters, are there out in the streets. Most of them, the vast majority of them, we are sure, are only well-wishers. But isn't it the time for statesmanship, sir? Because if lumpen elements infiltrate that crowd and the evacuation becomes violent, it's something that anybody wouldn't want on their hands. So why give yourselves a bad name? Why don't apply statesmanship and ask these people to peaceably go home?
No. I'm only saying that the other side should have also applied statesmanship. This could have been better done during the day, or this could be done tomorrow morning. What is the point doing it at midnight when, obviously people are going to be inconvenienced, and obviously the possibility of people who are sleeping or people who are not in that frame of mind,
all right,
for them to become engaged.
Okay, I'm going to be short on time, so I want
to
roam
there were lumpen elements infiltrating.
Okay, yeah, okay, just stay with me, Dr. Aditya. Aishwarya Bhati, you heard the argument in length. I'm short of time, so I want to give you a chance to put your point of view across. Is there a danger, or is there an inherent approach to this, that the system of justice is being intimidated, or do you qualify only these as peaceable supporters and well-wishers?
Well, Rishabh, rule of law is completely non-negotiable in our country because when rule of law is threatened, then the entire democracy, the entire sovereignty of the country somewhere comes in question. So if these are peaceable protesters, then them assembling in such large numbers and the intelligence reports of sharp weapons, sharp nails, etc., large amount of fuel, inflammable material, etc., being collected, does cause a concern. I mean, there must be something substantial. That is why additional forces are being called. Even army has been put on hold, is what I hear. So let's only request Dr. Aditya today. It's great that you're doing this program today. So we'll have his recording. We have his assurance. And let's agree that tomorrow evening when we discuss this issue, or tomorrow afternoon, we are able to congratulate Dr. Aditya and the followers of Dera Sacha Sauda that they have upheld the rule of law, because none of us can live without rule of law, and this country itself will
and of
be
course he says that a better approach from the government and the police forces is also required. Quickly, VP Kapoor, you've seen what's happened. The Punjab and Haryana High Court has already come out and said that despite prohibitory orders, how did so many people come in the first place? Now, Dr. Aditya says you can't remove them in the middle of the night. That's going to create further chaos. What do you do now, sir?
Well, as a law enforcement officer, I've served in IPS for 34 years, was DGP in UP and Manipur. My first priority would be to maintain the dignity of the law court. Nobody should be allowed under any circumstances to get anywhere near the court when the verdict is being delivered.
Okay.
And nobody should go anywhere near the advocates and the court premises. The second priority has to be the maintenance of rule of law. Everybody has to accept the verdict of the court. There are legal remedies. They can go to High Court. And thereafter, my experience shows it is very easy to promise in advance that everybody has come for peaceful purposes, will disperse peacefully. It has never happened in my experience. When you collect such large crowds, they are leaderless and rudderless. It is not an army force or a police force that you have got commander to give them direction. Everybody does according to his own personal reaction.
So there is an inherent danger.
We have to ensure that law and order is maintained at all costs. Public property is protected. We have seen railway stations being burned. We have seen all the government offices, the public transport, and people being manhandled. We have seen it at many states, and I have very serious apprehensions.
Okay,
it all depends on the verdict.
Okay.
And what would be the reaction?
Of course it does, and it depends on reactions. Now, here's the bottom line. The bottom line is that there are orders out to clear the area immediately out of the court. There are 2 states in which large areas are without internet, trains have been suspended, buses are not functioning, and several places the highways are blocked. All of this on the edge of this one verdict. Now, Dr. Aditya, representing the DSS, says that there can be greater statesmanship shown from the security forces and the government as well. We hope that happens. We hope that the peaceable among the protesters go home and find a way to show their support, but all respect the rule of law. So that when, Dr. Aditya, we have this conversation, as I'm sure we will tomorrow, sir, we can have the conversation from the success view of India's democracy and not a blame game of who got it wrong, because that would be a tragedy for all of us. We hope on that. I'm out of time. We'll wrap up this conversation. More news and updates on the other side as we track this story. My thanks to Dr. Aditya, to my colleague Amit Bhardwaj, Aishwarya Bhati, VP Kapoor, and of course Madhav Nalapad for having this conversation on all sides. Good night.